So I've posted this boat on a couple of Facebook groups, and I've had a ton of questions about it. How I made the stabilizers and how stable it is on the water, and how I bolted them on and all that. And so I figured I'd just make a video and show you how I done it. It's pretty simple. Basically what I did, I went to Lowe's and I bought a sheet, a 4x8 sheet of 2-inch styrofoam. And I cut it into 8-inch strips. And I mean, 8 inches, that gives you 6 strips out of a full sheet. So then I got some self-starting bolts, self-drilling bolts I guess, and some rubber washers and some aluminum plates. So I came on the inside of the boat and I took the self-drilling screws and ran them from the inside out here. I put the styrofoam on here, then ran the screws through that and put plates on it. There's plates about every, I don't know if you can really see them, but like here and here and here and here, about every 2 foot there's aluminum plates on here with 2 bolts in each one of them. That aluminum, it holds tight against this styrofoam and it won't move. I can yank up and down on this. I actually picked the whole boat up with the foam and it don't go anywhere. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So basically it's this foam right here, 2 inches thick, and it's actually pretty durable. It's hard to break. Actually I can't even break it. So this stuff is tough. So what I did, take this and stuck it beside the boat. Ran the screws from the inside to out here into that aluminum plate, and that bolted the first layer on. So then after, when I went to put my second layer on, I stuck it up against there and ran bolts from the outside through a great big huge washer from the outside back into that same aluminum plate, and that bolted the outside one to the inside one. Now they can't go anywhere. So after that, I took pill and seal, which you probably don't need to. You could probably use like a resin or I don't know, you might even be able to use paint. But I took pill and seal and I stuck over top of the outside of it to try to keep the water off the styrofoam, just to make it last a little bit longer. So I've had this, I don't know, it's been on the water at least 80 hours and it's working perfectly so far. There's a couple spots in it. There's a gouge right here. I just seen a minute ago. I'm sure it's going to get gouged a little bit more. But like I said, this stuff is pretty solid. It ain't like you can smash it. Right here, I used to run a strap over the top of my boat and I tighten it down real tight, and that has put a couple of dents in it. But them dents ain't going to hurt anything. As for stability of this thing, me and, well, 2 adults can stand right here on the very edge of this boat while it's in the water, and we could not get it to sink. We've had water like up to here, but we couldn't get it to go down. So it's stable. I mean, it's a lot safer than what it was when I first bought it. As for the travel speed or whatever, where I got these things rounded off right here, yeah, they come up to you. They end. I mean, I could have brought it all the way around, but I didn't want to cover my numbers up. I had just bought the stickers, so I just stopped it there. And plus, this is 8 foot from here to there, so it just made sense to me just to do it this way. But the water does come up and hit these things, and it does slow the boat down a little bit. You could, on yours, you could keep running it around or however you wanted to do it. I just stopped right there. But it don't slow it down enough to matter. I mean, the stability outweighs the speed by a whole lot. That's pretty much all there is to these things. There's nothing to them. I just wrapped it around the whole boat. From there, I came around here, and of course I had to stop where the motor was, and then go around this other side, the corner and all that. And you can put, I don't know, there's been 3 adults on this boat, and it felt safe. So these things work really good. I'm not telling you to do it, because I've had it on the water 80 hours. I don't know how long it's going to last. You have to put holes in your boat to do this. It might not last that long. It might last forever. I don't know. So I'm not saying to do it. All I'm saying is, if you want to do it, it's working for me. It helped. I was scared to death to be on this thing when I first bought it. I put all this in here, but when I first bought this boat, it's only a 12-foot boat. And me and another guy got on this. I was always used to the big ones. But we got on this boat, and I was scared to death to move. I mean, every time he would move, I would have to counteract with everything that he did. But since I come in and I put all this floor in here and I did all that, and then I put these stabilizers on the outside of this, we can move. We both can stand up on here and fish with no problems whatsoever. So it's made a huge difference in how this boat, I mean, it turned this little tiny boat into something that feels like a lot bigger boat. I think that's about it on that. As for the boat itself, it's just, I know I didn't use aluminum in it. I used 2x4s. It was so much easier. I just ran from the front back here to the back. I used plywood on top of that. I just covered it all with carpet, and I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. You guys know how to do all that. I'm sure you've seen a million videos on how to turn your tiny boat into a bass boat. But if you want to do this, it's perfect. So I guess that's all there is. If you guys have any other questions or whatever, just write me a comment, whatever, and I'll try to answer anything that I can. I guess that's it.